Hey, no intro today. It's Dominic D'Angelo. It's a Monday. And wow, we got some stuff to talk about. I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplus, WE Creative _ish. This is Rumor and Innuendo, by the way. Robert, happy Monday to you, my man.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday to those of us joining live in the chat. Apologies, we were about a minute late. I'm unable to start the show, apparently, from my configuration. Only Dominic D'Angelo, finest producer in all of wrestling podcasting, has the ability to push start. So I was just kind of sitting here.
Me in control of everything? That would be something else.
That would be genuinely terrifying. We'll say hi to the folks joining us here live. Yes. Ron Ward says, "What the hell? How did I wind up here?" That's a very existential question. We can go down that path. We can go full on Samuel Beckett, and we can go complete Waiting for Godot. I'm totally fine with it. Willie Thornbrew says, "Does Raw open with Triple H in the ring, welcoming us to the second year of the Netflix era?" I hope so. We can look back at all the fond moments and memories from year one, like the Raw Netflix premiere, and that's about it. That's about all I remember from an entire year of Raw on Netflix. Cammy Star says, after Morning Crew, a themed Raw, will Stranger Things have happened in WWE? I'll see myself out. Rightfully so. E throwing us a was up with more Z's.
More Z's.
We don't charge by the letter here. Dre Owens throwing us an Ayo.
Ayo, Chico.
Cody Gunn says, for a second I thought Dom got locked. And it was on his windowsill trying to break into his apartment. There's no windows in his apartment. Come on.
I got some windows. My cat escaped one time. It was very scary.
That's terrifying. I'm glad. Really did Razor hop over the barricade?
The funny thing was, no, well, basically the funny thing was he got out. My landlord left my window open. They were like painting the side of the window. He got out. I looked all over the place for him. I thought he was gone, like super gone. Well, apparently what happened is he got so scared when he got back in, he literally leapt the guardrail back into the window and hid under my bed for like an hour and a half. And so I was searching for him for nothing, but it was very scary stuff. I'm glad we're at Razor. I'm glad you're
well. We've got a lot of stuff to cover here. All due respect to Dom's prior cat drama.
Yes, very prior cat drama.
Decked out in sweatshirts today. I love that.
Yeah. How cold is it down there?
77.
What the heck, Robert? What are you doing?
It's comfortable. I'm like Belichick here at the moment with this thing. This sweatshirt is massive, but I like the sweatshirt.
I hope when you go and book Boca Raton, that's what you wear.
Yes, that's entirely what I'm wearing.
That's what you wear. Ooh, Marty wants to chime in.
Yeah, Marty wants me to pick them up, and they go pick them up. I'm here. I'm just getting them. See, I know you heard about cats, and now you want to come join as the dog.
Did I hear cats?
Anyway, Dom, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here in a short window of time.
Yes, we do. Let's start with. So I didn't get to catch any of it, Robert, but I know you and Scott happened to do a Patreon for Working Stiff, covering Tanahashi's retirement match.
We did.
Quick thoughts on that, and just legacy overall of Tanahashi too, as well.
Well, those are two different questions and two totally different postures there. I think first and foremost, caught him. Marty was running around like crazy. I realized I still have like Blur on in my background.
This is Guardian Angel Part 2.
It's Song 2, not I don't know what Guardian Angel Part 2 is.
Because I said you were my Guardian Angel last week.
Oh, I just thought it was like Song 2 by Blur. There we go. Now there's no Blur in the background. Anyway, the Tanahashi retirement match, he did what we would say is the right thing for the business, and that he lost to Okada. The strange thing is now it really makes the booking that we saw at AEW World's End make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Our justification was, all right, I guess the idea is we don't want the unified champion or whatever he was called to go to New Japan after winning the Continental Classic tournament and then losing to Tanahashi.
Mm-hmm.
Okada won.
Yes.
So he absolutely should have just won the Continental Classic, gone out there with the multiple belts, and retired Tanahashi. Tanahashi's legacy in New Japan is sort of twofold. Number one, he was a guy who very much embraced sports entertainment, or at least the sports entertainment presentation at New Japan, which was a far more straightforward meat and potatoes sort of company. So you got him going out there doing the air guitar and the rock music and the flamboyant costumes and playing things up a little bit, which now is a lot more commonplace in New Japan, was not as much before. But when he got in the ring, he was still able to work and keep up with that New Japan style. I think that's a big part of his legacy. The other is that he was the guy who revitalized New Japan when they were dealing with a down period. He was sort of that beacon of light for the company. In a lot of ways, people would parallel him to being the John Cena of New Japan. So much so, John Cena on his Instagram did post a Tanahashi picture, which is what Scott and I had predicted was going to wind up happening. It ended with him losing. Everybody was happy. Even Okada gave a pop. So Okada not only wins, he then basically has a babyface moment with him. So this makes this completely unusable, out of continuity. It's like trying to make sense of, and I'm going to go nerdy within nerdy. There's the trailer, the third trailer for the Avengers Doomsday movie came out.
Oh, okay.
In theaters, and it features the X-Men.
Ooh.
And it has Cyclops in his in-canon costume. But then people are trying to make sense. Well, how is this possible? And if you try to make sense of those X-Men movies,
good luck.
Good luck. As an X-Men mark myself, I can't make heads or tails of any of them. Yeah, but you try to explain, it's like, well, they died, but then they came back. But then some of them came back, but then they didn't come back. And then there was Logan, which ended it. But then it's out of continuity because of Deadpool and Wolverine. And then there's branches and da-da-da-da-da. It's strange. It's not Stranger Things, but it's strange. Are you a Stranger Things guy?
I am. I just have not caught up on the new season at all yet. So
good luck tonight on Raw then.
I know. God. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Well, they won't spoil it on there. They can't.
They absolutely will spoil it, Dom. You've got 8 hours between now and then. You could make it through the latest season of Stranger Things.
I guess I could. That's a lot of
work. I would caution anyone who has not caught up, get caught up with season 5, the final season of Stranger Things, before Raw tonight, because I have a feeling that there's going to be a comment or two. There was a comment on SmackDown. Chelsea Green tried to get out of her women's U.S. title defense because she claimed that she was still reeling emotionally from watching the Stranger Things finale.
Is that all they said though? Like, if they say something like, "Oh, I'm so like torn," or like if they don't spoil anything, I'm okay with it.
You know what? I don't know. They might spoil something. They might give something away. I wouldn't risk it. The challenge I ran into was not being able to catch up with the Christmas episodes that they released prior to going away on my trip. So I basically just unplugged from the internet from December 23rd until we finished yesterday. Was it yesterday or Saturday? Whatever it was. And all of a sudden I turned on my my internet device and I was like, oh, we invaded Venezuela.
What do you know?
Crazy. So yeah, the only internet that I've been allowing myself or whatever has been within the wrestling sphere, and thankfully no one on any of the wrestling programs outright spoiled anything. It's very tough to avoid the spoiler stuff because even the algorithms on your phone, you try not to go on any of the websites or any of that. You accidentally scroll on the iPhone all the way to the left, and you get like the news feeds, and then it's like shocking whatever. I'm like, damn it. I don't want to know any of these
IGN
things.
Potentially spoiled a little bit of it for me already. I was just they're on my Facebook and they said something. I was like, "What the hell? What the hell, IGN?
What the hell, bruh?" Well, bruh, it's the first Raw of 2026.
Yes.
First SmackDown 2026 was on Friday. I don't know if you caught any of that, Mr. D.
I happen to not actually. Special was supposed to be on the show, but he actually didn't make the cut, Robert. You did not probably see him.
I was going to ask about that. So I don't know if we're allowed to divulge such
probably not
secret information. Then
I don't want to.
Then never mind.
Yes.
kayfabe within kayfabe here. That's why I tread lightly. But fantastic 3-hour episode of SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that what they did, number one, they bolstered their roster quite a bit. They've added Trick Williams. It looks like they're adding Jordan Grace. Based on video packages, it looks like they're adding Obafemi, or if the idea is we're just teasing him on Raw and SmackDown until he eventually winds up somewhere. They brought in Matt Cardona.
Yep.
Who abandoned the Zack Ryder gimmick to become Matt Cardona. He went through his own transformation on air, keeping in this weird sci-fi realm that we're in at the moment, which I liked. I liked the utilization of the veterans on Raw. So on SmackDown. They opened with The Miz and him talking about how he's the true locker room leader, brings out Randy Orton. Orton drops Miz. Orton, the WWE stealing what I've been saying AEW needed to do. Everyone's coming after Cody. Orton's back. He's like, hey, Cody, good to see you. I'm coming for your title.
That's how
they send Sami Zayn out there. Hey, new year. Sat and watched the John Cena retirement. Watched it with my kid. My kid looks up to me and goes, hey, how many times have you been world champion? And he's like, big goose egg. Now I'm coming after the title. Trick Williams debuts facing off against Sami Zayn in a promo. He is coming after the WWE title. Love all this. Obviously, Drew 3 Stages of Hell next week. But the idea that everybody is singularly motivated just to be WWE champion, that's what you want going into Royal Rumble. You want anybody and everybody on both brands to seem like they are the guy who wants to unseat either CM Punk or Cody Rhodes.
How great is that, too, that they put Trick Williams in a position to already be like a focus, somewhat of a focus in the world title picture. I think that's really good to do because you pick and choose the talent that kind of fits that bill. Obviously, Trick is not known for his in-ring acumen, but he's known for his charisma. And I think to utilize him in that manner is the best way to use him.
I think it was a good promo. I think that the way that they kind of did the juxtaposition of the very flashy, flamboyant Trick Williams and the far more understated, dressed like you and I, Sami Zayn, I think that worked really, really well. The idea that you have Shinsuke Nakamura now in Tama Tonga's ear and pulling on that New Japan connection, I think is a lot of fun. And then in the main event, you had the ambulance match that Damian Priest won because of the interference by Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Ripley was the one hiding inside the ambulance. So I have a feeling, my guess, my gut, my inclination is tonight on Raw for the women's tag team title match with the Kabuki Warriors that we may see Zelina Vega interfere to cost Rhea and Io their shot.
I like it, Robert. I like it. Yes. Well, let's preview a little bit of WWE Raw tonight. Like it is. It has been for a year. It's on Netflix, everyone, FYI. But it's hailing from Brooklyn. Robert, are you making the trip back up to New York just for that tonight?
Don't tempt me. I would love to. But you know what? I've actually never been to Barclays.
I've never been to Barclays or Brooklyn. So I would love to do that too.
You've never been to Brooklyn?
Never been to Brooklyn. I've been to New York several times, like Manhattan area and stuff. But
you know, there's a bridge that takes you across there.
What's it called?
It's the George Washington Bridge. It's a beautiful bridge. Okay. It's also the Queensboro Bridge.
Oh, how about that?
Well, you take the Holland Tunnel. Lots of different bridges and tunnels.
Pittsburgh's the city of bridges.
Well, that's all they got. They just want as many ways possible to get the hell out of Pittsburgh.
That's it. Find your outlet. Find your outlet. But yeah, Robert, tonight, not only do you have that women's tag team championship match, that's Kabuki Warriors taking on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, but we have a women's intercontinental championship match. Maxine Dupree taking on challenger Becky Lynch. Do you see Maxine retaining potentially here?
Boy, it would be. Yes, I do. Because it was like, boy, it'd be crazy to have Maxine Dupree get built up, and then she loses.
Yeah, I don't think
it doesn't make a lot of sense. My guess, my hunch, my suspicion is AJ Lee will make her presence felt here. Maybe she's in the crowd. She distracts Becky in some form or fashion. And then we set up an AJ Becky Lynch match, possibly at Rumble. You know, the thing about the Royal Rumble, you want as many stories as you can going into it. There's probably only going to be 2 matches on that show outside of the men's and women's Rumble.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a title match in some form or fashion. And then you can do a very personal story, an AJ versus Becky match, potentially, as your other match at the Royal Rumble. Or another idea that we'll get to in a moment.
Okay. Yeah, also on tap, Robert, we have Liv Morgan. She's taking on Lyra Valkyrie in another women's match, which this is Liv Morgan's first match back since making her return.
Well, look, I think Liv Morgan is going to sort of be the, I hate to overuse this expression, but she's going to be the straw that stirs the drink in 2026. I think that she's going to be very much a focal point of what they are doing in the women's division on Monday Night Raw. She is a major talent. She's featured prominently in those WrestleMania video packages. And she's someone who you can build up, elevate, and have her take the title from Stephanie Vaquer, maybe even win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And headline one of the nights.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, she seems like she would probably be one of my favorites to win the match, actually, at this point.
So Devin Dowling says, I bet Paige Saraya is a prize in the Rumble, but doesn't come back full time. The challenge that I think you're going to have for this Royal Rumble is pulling off surprises in Riyadh.
True.
So it's number one. It's not like you'd get the guys who are posting. Let's say Rumble's going to be in Boston. You get all these indie wrestlers that are posting cryptic looking pictures of like, going to Massachusetts or something like that, or they're wearing a Red Sox hat. You're not just hopping on a plane and flying to Riyadh. Right. So if Saraya were to just sort of vanish for a few days, I feel like people would notice. And then the other piece of it is, will that crowd understand the importance of a Saraya debut or a return at the Royal Rumble? I'm not saying it's not a fairly sophisticated wrestling audience there. I think they've shown these are fans that watch WWE programming now, and they know who these folks are. I just don't know that they necessarily have the wrestling history, because I don't know how long WWE was really front and center culturally in Saudi Arabia. There may be fans who are over there that never watched WWE until the first Crown Jewel, and then they got hooked and they go, hey, this is really interesting. I'm going to stick with it going forward. I think back to on Pritchard's podcast with Conrad, he had made a comment about how there's a lot of folks in the WWE universe who probably don't even remember DX.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy to think too.
And thank you, Fantasy Booker T, who said, Robert able to fit into his high school Y2J shirt tonight. Thanks. See, I know who Fantasy Booker T is, and I'm just going to let that go because he did see me in high school in that. The first pro wrestling shirt I ever bought was the Y2J shirt at an event at the National Car Rental Center in beautiful Sunrise, Florida, a building that I wound up calling my working home for 8 years.
But, do you still have that Y2J shirt, Robert?
I don't know where the hell that shirt. I had 3 wrestling shirts that I got going to wrestling shows. I had the Y2J shirt. I had that. It was ugly as sin. The Edge and Christian yellow shirt.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. I'm thinking it's not the Star Sprite thing one, is it?
No, it was one of their early, like when they were devious heels. And then I got a Hulkamania shirt when it was the Hogan when he first came back in that the red and yellow. Yeah, because it was it was Hogan and The Rock in a house show against I want to say it was Jericho and Angle.
Oh, nice! Wow,
fun match on what otherwise was a fairly unremarkable card. Yeah. And then I think the only other wrestling shirt I own from WWE outside of stuff I got when I was there, and they just give you the shirts, is the CM Punk one, the white CM Punk shirt.
Yes, the Second City Saint one.
The one who's holding the lightning bolt. Yeah, the drawing. It was a cool shirt. Yep. Anyway, bringing up the Y2J because people are wondering.
Yeah, Adam Pearce happened to do a little preview video that he does for Raw.
He's such a troll.
And he did a little bit of a troll here at the nearing the end of the video. He happened to say there are also 3 massive championship matches on the card. Who will break down the walls and walk out with the gold? Well, break down the walls. We all know who that is. Could be Mr. Chris Jericho. Could we see Chris making his WWE return tonight, Robert? Or would you delay it? How would you handle it, too?
Yeah. I would venture to guess there is a chance that Chris Jericho makes his debut or his return tonight. Simply because if Jericho is going to come back, he never likes to do the same thing more than once. And we've seen the countdown, we've seen the more than one occasion, including one time at the National Car Rental Center when he made his big return in the light up jacket and the cannon and all that other nonsense. I think there's something to him just popping up and appearing, if that's what they're going to do, because there is the Stranger Things tie-in, and I feel like there's an ego play with Chris Jericho of his return being linked to his first appearance on Netflix and tied to one of the biggest television shows of all time, Stranger Things.
Yes.
It wouldn't shock me if that's where they wind up going with this. On the other hand, he comes back and then it's like and then what? That's where it'll get kind of interesting. Is he going to be a babyface? Is he going to be a heel? Who's he going to be working with? How are they going to be, plugging him in to WWE programming right away?
Would you plug him in with Gunther? As a babyface, obviously.
Ooh. Sorry, my whistle just came out when I did the oof. I don't know. I mean, you could.
I wouldn't think it's bad.
It could happen, but then you have to get that match in the ring.
I think it would be all right. Robert.
Gunther's, I don't know about that one, man. That may be a bridge too far because I feel like they're building to Gunther and AJ.
Yeah, but I think...
And then if you give Jericho, it's like, again, Jericho returning on Raw and going after Gunther, he's already kind of trampling on AJ's yard of this is the retirement year.
Sure. No, I don't know. I think even if you do introduce him and you don't necessarily have a rock solid direction of what you're going to do in the immediate with him, I think that's okay with Jericho. I think you can definitely find something for him,
I'm sure. Oh, there's definitely things that you can find for him and ways to utilize him in the Rumble.
Fantasy Booker T does say put him in the Vision. I don't necessarily think that, but what about him versus Logan Paul or something?
That's kind of what I was teasing on Working Stiff. But Fantasy Booker T he's a good man. But yes. I think that you'll definitely wind up getting some interaction with Logan Paul and Jericho. I would also utilize my mind just went blank for Dominic Mysterio and Chris Jericho having some interactions together. I think it'll be a hell of a lot of fun.
That would be great. There's a lot you can do with Jericho when he comes back. So, yeah, I'll be interested either way. You can definitely see Jericho really tying in the Stranger Things, though. He come up with some moniker that really hammers it home. Anything like that, you can see him getting creative with that.
Little bit of Eddie Munson vibes with him with the guitar and the not letting go
of
the cheesy
Club.
80s. Yes,
you could do something Hellfire Club, no doubt about it. Trying to see if I missed anything else. Oh, geez, WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk, your champ. He will be taking on Braun Breaker. I've loved the discourse between these two throughout the weeks. Would you put the title on Braun here on Netflix, Robert?
So on Working Stiff, I did something I tend to not do, which is tried to fantasy book if I'm here and pitching this and how to make this make the most sense, what I would ultimately wind up doing.
You do that a lot on here, though. I think.
What?
You do that a lot on here, though. I kind of set it up for you.
Not long term, like the way that I was laying out. Like, okay, here's what I think will wind up happening tonight. But then it was like, okay, where am I going in the weeks and months ahead? And I think part of what WWE has to be noticing is that this iteration of CM Punk is just kind of there. You sort of forget that he is the world champion. He shouldn't have won the world title. It was supposed to be Seth Rollins going up against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That was where this was building. Punk very much became a placeholder, and he's the established guy, the establishment CM Punk. So I would want to have the way where he's no longer the establishment guy, but you get out of this match to build to something bigger. Since AJ Lee is most likely going to be there, you set up LA Knight getting taken out by Bronson Reed before, so maybe LA Knight winds up appearing to take out Bronson Reed. Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio, those guys get paired off. theory, trying to interfere in some form or fashion. Punk takes him out. Braun Breaker running to go try to spear Punk. Punk moves out of the way. He winds up, for whatever reason, spearing AJ Lee. I think that is a moment like we saw last year with I Show Speed, whether it's during the match, after the match, they throw it out to schmaz, what have you. But Braun Breaker spearing AJ Lee is the kind of catalyst that would spark a totally different reaction from CM Punk. This is now a guy who, yeah, he's world champion and whatever. He lost his dog a few weeks ago. Now his wife is in the hospital. This is now a man that's sort of Frank Miller Daredevil style, like pushing him to the breaking point where he can show up next week. I want to kill Braun Breaker. The only reason he's showing up is because he's like, I can't find this guy elsewhere. I know he's going to be here. And then Pierce saying like, look, we kept him home, and Punk just snapping not at Pierce, but throwing. You were a worker. You know how this works. But you're not the guy who made this call. Storming in a gorilla, getting in Hunter's face, laying his hands on Hunter, who's not a worker, who's not a wrestler, who's an executive that faces the board of TKO. And he's now crossed a line that nobody really has crossed. And now not only are you suspending Punk, you got to strip him of the title.
Ooh, okay.
You can't be representing this company right now. We're going to Riyadh. We're going to Rumble. Now the world title is up for grabs in the Royal Rumble. So now you're giving the Saudi royal family, hey, we're giving you a huge, huge match. And now whoever is going to win the Royal Rumble is now your world champion, which means you can get to a myriad of different situations. You can have Punk be suspended and jumping out from the crowd. He's the voice of the voiceless. He's the angry guy. He's the guy who is fighting on the outside, coming in to eventually want to get his hands on Braun Breaker. You can stretch that down to WrestleMania. Boom, you've got a match. Cody's defending his world title, his WWE title, against probably Roman Reigns. So the world heavyweight title match could very easily be winner of the Rumble is Gunther, and then he gets his match against Brock Lesnar. And now you've got 3 big matches at WrestleMania instead of just 2. And eventually you can get to Braun Breaker winning the world title, potentially by beating Brock Lesnar in Minnesota in SummerSlam, and giving him a little bit of time to get seasoned, but still have a signature main event feud, while also bringing Punk back to the anti-establishment. I hate you, Hunter. I hate everything that this company represents. You all are cowards. I'm done with TKO. I want vengeance. I want blood. And see where they go from there. That being said, there's also the world where Punk just retains tonight and Braun Breaker goes into the Rumble.
That could happen too. But no, I like that pitch for sure, because it's like you get that outlaw thrill of the chase kind of vibe with Punk that you got. I mean, you got a different thing with Cody, obviously, like, go for the dream or, achieve your dream, whatever. And you have this Punk thing now. I think that's a great way to kind of set something up for WrestleMania. Very good.
We shall see. And we will know tomorrow, and we will be back tomorrow, as we are every Monday through Friday at noon or 12:01, depending on where Dom and I are Eastern, on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative_ISHX account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, the @SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, Podcast Heat, and ad-free shows. So on behalf of the most punctual podcast producer in all of professional wrestling, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
I'm always on time, and that's fine.